And before we go on a break, I will hand you over to my colleague, our senior correspondent, Abidemi Dairo, for the next feature on the upcoming 2025 Grammy Awards. What do you have for us, Abidemi? Over to you.
Many thanks, Ewaolua. Now, last year's outing at the Grammy Awards was a mixed bag of emotions for Nigerian Afrobeat artists. It was good because we secured our highest number of nominations ever, but it all ended with a bit of sour taste as all of the nominated artists returned with zero trophy. Well, the race is back on this year, and silently, works have been put up for nominations, and the first round of voting ahead of the November 8th nomination announcement is already ongoing as I speak. Well, so today I'm being joined by a Recording Academy member. She is the founder and host of Afrozone in the USA. Sheila, many thanks for joining us on the program. Now, the conversation around Grammy is back on the front burner. Last week, the hashtag for your Grammy consideration was high on the trends table. To start this conversation, what is the nomination process like for Grammy Awards?
Yes. So thank you so much again for having me on channels. You know, I'm a big fan, like I've always said. And really what I'm doing is my job as a member of the Academy. So everything you're going to get from me is going to be as authentic and as factual as it really is. So starting with the product eligibility period, which simply means the time frame that your product qualifies to be submitted. So dates are everything. So from September the 16th, 2023 to August the 30th, that is the eligible period. So September 2023, that was last year, to August 30th of this year, if you have material that's out in the market, that's being distributed, that's being used, that is exactly what you need. That qualifies you for you to be able to send in your body of work. That's the first step. Then there are other dates as well that you have to take into consideration for when you submit, either through media or through online. But let's move forward to where we are right now at the Grammys. We're now on the first round voting phase. This phase started running from October the 4th it's going to run to the 15th of October. So this phase is the first round voting that determines all the Grammy nominees of each Grammy Awards this year.
And after putting out these works, is there a process where the artists are able to canvass for votes?
Of course, it's like politics, right? It is like politics. I would be a hypocrite if I say no. Trust me, you don't want to know the amount of emails I'm getting like, vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. It's like anything else. You believe in your work, you have to pitch for it.
I see. Now, a lot of interesting Afrobeat songs, albums, and artists were thrown up in the trends. For instance, Fireboy generated big conversations. Thames and Asake were right up there, as well as Ira Star. Which of these artists or their works really excites you at the thought of 2025 Grammy?
Honestly, the answer is all in the sense that I look at, like as a voting member, right? I look at the creativity of an artist's work, right? With the Grammys, it's not really about numbers. It's like all the other awards. There's all about numbers, what your number is, how well you've done on the charts, and how well, number of people who are voting for you, and, popularity. Then that way you get to be able to, push people, pay people, send bots and all kinds of things to choose for you. It's different. With the Grammys, it's really about, your players who are actually looking at your body of work. So I am super excited about the work I've seen so far.
Incidentally, two of Afrobeat's front runners, Davido and Whiskey, do not have eligible individual projects, but they have collaborations with other artists that have been put forward. For instance, Davido and Angelique Kidjo on Joy, Davido and Chris Brown on Sensational, Whiskey and Asake on MMS, and so on. Do these collaborations really count?
I mean, yes, they do. Yes, they do. That's why we're talking about Joy with the beautiful Angelique Kidjo. We're talking about Chris Brown, Sensational, MMS, with Asake and Wiz. It's equally as important. It might not be your song, but you contributed to the song. You played a big role. Let's use Davido as an example, right? In the case of Davido and Chris Brown, right? Currently, if you go to the BDS chart, the BDS chart, for those that don't know, is a chart that records the spins. Like I'm in the studio right now, so whenever I play a song, it goes on the BDS chart. It goes that the spin is being recorded. From there, a lot of the charts are being collected. Right now, for the past 7 to 8 weeks, Sensational with David and Lil J and Chris Brown has been on the #1 spot. It's not moved at all, so yes, it's a Chris Brown song. However, you know what I mean, it's actually all of their songs, because the beat is Afro beats. David's verse delivered was heavy, it was on point. Lil J's, he was on point. So that is the reason why that song is still sitting on the chart. And then Angelica Kidjo, she's a governor of the Grammys, she's won enough Grammys, and the collaboration with herself and David, again, priceless. It's like the older generation with the up and coming generation, even though David is not up and coming, you know what I mean? I just mean age wise, you know what I mean? In the age of music, that fusion is beautiful. Then you talk about Asake, who's another creative genius with Wizkid, superstar, the songs, Wiz's lines and lyrics and delivery as well helped with this collaboration. So yes, and one person you didn't mention, Burna Boy. Burna Boy has a total of 5 submissions, right, across 9 different categories. Shalabam, that big massive song from South Africa, the Amapiano song, is one of the collaborations that's actually out now for consideration as well.
Thank you very much, Sheila. We really need to go now. But before then, I must put you on the spot. Could you give us 3 predictions of either artists or songs that you are going to predict that are going to get nominated for the next Grammys?
It's a tricky question, but everybody has a preference, right? So let me go with I'm definitely #1. I'm going to go with Davido, right? I'm going to go with Davido because the strength of Sensational. It's the numbers is crazy. Another person I'm predicting again is Asake. Ashake's body of work has been freaking fantastic. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Considering his humble beginnings and where he started and where he is right now, I am super excited for that young man. I know you said 3, but I'm going to give you 4. Allow me, I'm Sheila. Oh, yeah, please. Then Tobe Nwigwe is another Nigerian, who is dynamic, who is doing great things, and he's also got a consideration for rap. The reason why I talk about Tobe separately is because if you see what this guy puts into his creativity, not just them all wearing lime green, it's the orchestra, the choir, the everything he puts in just to make one song. And then lastly, I don't know if you know him yet, but Nigeria, sit up, man. We have a superstar that's one of ours. He goes by the name Shabuzi. Shabuzi is currently #1 on the country chart. Shabuzi has 11 Grammy considerations that he's put forward. One of them is his best album. I know Beyonce really played a role, helped him out. He's the one that kicked Beyonce off the chart to be #1 in country music. And so there's some other names as well that I know I should be mentioning that have put in a lot of work as well. But you told me to mention only 3, and I gave you 4. So if you told me 10 or 15 now, 100, I'm ready, channels. I will list them all out for you. But I'm doing as you said. I'm listing 3/4.
Many thanks again, Sheila O, for joining us on the program. And thank you for introducing us to the young country singer. Sheila O is the founder and host of Afrozones in the USA. My name is Abidemi Dairo. Ewalua will be back after this break.